Our 20s are probably the most formative and influential phase when it comes to achieving financial success throughout our lives. Imagine standing at the start of this exciting chapter. This is the time when we often enter the professional world, and some of us might even start their first business. For the first time, we earn a regular income that makes us independent and self-reliant. Suddenly, it feels like countless opportunities and doors are opening up. In light of this new situation, we find ourselves wondering which door to walk through and which path to follow. These decisions are crucial for our financial future. That's why, in this video, I want to show you how to build a solid foundation during this phase of your life that will lead to sustainable wealth building in the years to come. Your source of income forms the foundation for all the opportunities that are now opening up to you. Let's first talk about the areas you should approach thoughtfully. In general, this comes down to your spending habits. A particularly common desire is to move into your own home and finally stand on your own 2 feet. In principle, there's nothing wrong with moving out and taking full control of your life. On the contrary, it will greatly benefit your personal growth and maturity. However, it's important to ensure that your housing situation is financially well thought out. Choose a home that meets your essential needs, but avoid overextending yourself financially. It shouldn't be a luxury property that strains your budget in the long run or leads you to spend more than you can realistically afford. The same applies to your first car. A car can certainly be useful, and in some situations, even necessary. However, you should also make sure that it meets your basic needs without putting a strain on your finances. Avoid purchasing a luxury vehicle, especially if you would need to finance it with an expensive loan. After housing costs, a car is often one of the biggest expenses in your budget. So, choose a solution wisely, one that aligns with your financial situation. When it comes to clothing, it's also important to be mindful of your spending. Of course, we all want to look good, but that doesn't necessarily mean buying expensive designer fashion or well-known brands. It's perfectly fine to own a few high-quality pieces in your wardrobe. However, be careful not to fall into excessive luxury spending and put an unnecessary strain on your budget. In this stage of life, you should generally avoid taking on debt whenever possible, especially consumer debt. Be mindful not to max out your credit card regularly or rely too often on buy now, pay later options from various providers. Debt will always catch up with you sooner or later and can drag you into a financial downward spiral that may be difficult to escape. In the long run, this can seriously jeopardize your financial future. In summary, a simple rule of thumb applies: consume consciously and thoughtfully. This doesn't mean you should never treat yourself to a high-quality designer piece or go out for dinner with friends. After all, social life is important too. However, the key is to keep these expenses within a reasonable limit and avoid the so-called lifestyle inflation. You should always have enough money left over to make it work for you and build long-term wealth. That's exactly what we'll focus on in the next step. First of all, you need to determine exactly how much money you can set aside each month to invest and let work for you over the long term. To do this, it's a good idea to start by visualizing your personal budget. You can use various templates available online to help with this. I've linked a customizable template in the description of this video that you can adjust to fit your personal situation. It's essential that you understand where your money is coming from and where it's going. This is the foundation for managing your finances strategically and building long-term wealth through the stock market. Once you know how much money you can invest each month, you should start investing in what's known as ETFs, exchange-traded funds. These are generally low-cost, offer an average annual gross return of around 7%, and don't require extensive research. It's relatively easy to find suitable funds that allow you to build a solid and well-diversified portfolio. Set up a monthly investment plan that is executed automatically, for example, at the beginning of each month. This way, you ensure that your money is consistently invested in the stock market and put to work for you on a regular basis. In addition, you should also explore other opportunities that can generate passive income and help grow your wealth over time. One example is investing in rental properties. Rental income can provide you with a steady passive income stream and, in the long run, contribute to your financial independence. A portion of this income can also be reinvested into your ETF portfolio to further increase your overall returns. Under the motto "Knowledge is power," you should consider what skills and expertise you already have and how you can use them profitably. Perhaps you've developed solid knowledge in a particular area? You could share that knowledge with others through your own YouTube channel and gradually build a loyal audience. From there, you can develop a sustainable online business, for example, through affiliate programs or by creating and selling your own ebooks or other digital products. In summary, you should use your younger years to build as many passive income streams as possible and apply them consistently to grow your wealth over time. Right now, time is your greatest ally. If you invest regularly in ETFs over several decades, you could build significant wealth by the middle of your life and potentially even achieve financial freedom. That's why it's so incredibly important to lay the foundation for your financial future now. The final piece of the puzzle for achieving financial success is the right mindset. It's just as important to start shaping your attitude toward financial success early on in life. At the top of the list is continuous learning and personal development. Be aware that learning is a lifelong journey and that you always have the potential to grow and improve. The earlier you start, the better it will be for your financial success. Actively seek out people who have already achieved the goals you're aiming for. Learn from them, absorb their knowledge, and adapt their strategies to fit your own situation. You also need to understand that you can only generate returns if you're willing to take calculated risks. Without taking risks, you'll never truly move forward financially. That's why it's important to realize early on that risk is an essential part of success. Be willing to take smart, calculated risks, even if some plans might fail along the way. You're still young, and this is exactly the time when you can afford to make mistakes. You'll have plenty of time in the coming decades to learn from them and recover. Eliminate words like give up and phrases like that's not possible from your mindset entirely. Standing still is not an option, and neither is quitting, no matter how difficult things may seem at times. If one plan fails, create a new one and pursue it with determination. Keep going until one of them works. Also, understand that luck is rarely a matter of chance. It tends to show up for those who stay persistent, work hard, and never give up. Make sure this mindset is deeply rooted within you. As you can see, your financial success depends not only on your concrete actions but just as much on your mindset. Both your mindset and your actions need to work together like a well-coordinated team. Only when your thoughts and your actions are aligned you will be able to achieve your financial goals in the long run and ultimately reach true financial freedom. To wrap up this video, let's quickly summarize the key points we've covered. In your 20s, you lay the foundation for your future financial success. What's most important is understanding that your spending habits during this stage of life have a significant impact on how successfully you'll be able to build wealth in the years to come. Remember this simple rule of thumb. Always consume mindfully and in moderation. Avoid taking on debt whenever possible, and shape your lifestyle in a way that aligns sustainably with your financial means. Create a financial overview by setting up a personal budget. Start putting your money to work by investing regularly in the stock market, and focus on building multiple streams of passive income during this stage of your life. Train your mindset and consistently align your beliefs with financial success. Never give up, even during tough times. Keep moving forward. If a plan fails, accept it, learn from it, and create a new and better one. It's exactly this attitude that will lead you to long-term success. And that brings us to the end of this video. Thank you for watching all the way through. I hope I was able to show you how important your 20s are for your future financial success and which steps you should take during this phase of life. Remember, your 20s are a crucial phase of life when it comes to achieving financial success. I wish you the best of luck on your journey to building wealth and hope to see you again in my next video.